Hey guys, let me know if you can hear me okay and then I'll continue. Hi Jay, hey Marie. Jay says, I'm just returning from the art shop. Yay, that's always exciting. What'd you get? Okay, so 10 a.m. by Jay, midnight by Marie. I thought it'd be earlier for you, Marie. I'm sorry. So I did want to continue with this morning at about 4 a.m. Or I was initially going to finish this yesterday, and then I didn't get the chance. The afternoon just got too busy, and then I was going to start this morning, but I ended up giving somehow I gave Vinny food poisoning, and he was so sick last night, and he's on night shift, so he still decided to go to work, and then I was just worried, so worried the rest of the night, because they're on shift work. They don't have other people to cover for them. They're only one at a time shifts, and anyways, when he finally got home this morning, I just wanted to be as caring and loving as possible, and he's sleeping now, and he's probably just going to sleep until tonight, I'm sure. Hopefully he gets much better. Okay, so I looked like a bombshell this morning, so I'm not going to have the video on me. I'm just going to have Ziggy up there on the left corner, and when my camera zooms in, do you guys see the square on the screen? If you don't know what I'm talking about, then it means no, you don't. But hopefully you don't, because the camera seems to be auto-focusing all the time, and then it makes this white square. So hopefully you guys don't see it. Right, so what we did yesterday is we got this far yesterday with our pencils. When I stopped, I didn't blend this in yesterday, so I came in with all the black to darken up these areas, and now I want to emphasize the other colors a bit more, and then we'll blend again with our piece of tissue paper. So using Poppy Red PC922, I want to emphasize this nice bright red over here. Poor Vinny. There's nothing worse than watching your partner feel sick. You feel so helpless. You can't do anything. And we ate everything the same yesterday, apart from Vinny had rice, which I think the rice was a little bit older than what I should not have given it to him, because it was a few days old. I should have known better. I feel so bad. Oh. Using the middle cadmium red 217, I'm going to add in those richer, darker reds. So I'm guessing you guys don't see the white square that I keep seeing on the screen. So that's a good thing. Okay, it is a focus square. I don't know how to stop it. I'm not sure how to stop it. I wonder why it's getting so confused. It's trying to autofocus on the white bit by the looks of it. Should cover the nose. I think it's getting confused by the white. It's trying to focus on the white fur. Probably an indication I need to get going with the white part. So let's get some of those first few layers down. So there's a nice light purple tone. So beige sienna PC1080. Let's start putting in some of these purplish tones. So that's more of a pinkish tone. And then you've got Argyle Rose PC1017. Yeah, that's more of the purpley tone. maybe just putting some of these colors down for now will stop the autofocus from going a bit crazy. Then using some cinnamon, 189. And then this is more of a bluish grey tone. So let's use Cold Grey 2, number 231. I'll be right back. My DSLR says my SD card is full. Okay. Hopefully there are no more disruptions. Okay. So using the Cold Grey 2, number 231. I'm going to fill in these blue-grey areas. And all those nice pointy furry bits, the white bits, I'm going to use my titanium white to put them in. And a thin brush. So I'm not worried about them right now. Don't be shy with your first few layers. You can be as messy as you want. You're just getting those foundation colors down. Then I'm going to use a bit of cream, PC914. Okay. Then using dark cadmium orange number 115, I will start putting in those colors that I can see sort of going through the fur. So the background coming through, because we overlap these images. Then using some indigo blue, PC901. Then using yellowed orange, PC1002. Using Pompeian red 191. using 50% Cool Grey PC1063. Using cinnamon number 189. Indigo blue PC901. Okay, so that's looks like it sort of fixed the camera up a little. So now we can mix this all up, or blend it all in. So take a piece of tissue paper, fold a corner, dip that tip into your solvent, and then I think I'm going to blend all the light areas up first. Okay, using the other corner, dipping it again. Hey Maureen! Yes, this is Marie's photo. looking so cool. Okay, Marie, I'll put the original reference photo as an attachment with this reference as well. Thanks, Marie. That's really starting to come together. Yep, I just did. See what a nice effect the black has when you mix it with other colors. Now, we're going to use our black cherry PC1078. Now we want to start tidying everything up. So I'm just going to find all the areas that I feel have this color. Okay. Now let's use some indigo blue. So you can see I'm starting to work on those little glimpses of shapes of sort of clouds in the nebula sky. Oh, did you guys have a look at the calendar I put up for everything that's coming up in November? I'm so excited. I spent some time actually working on the fantasy art theme. I'll show you. I'll show you. I'm too excited to not show you. No, it was there. So I created this really cool reference of a snow leopard and a little girl holding a book. So I got to decide what I'm going to put on the book, but this is sort of the concept that I'm going for. And yeah, and then I'll be able to show you guys how I put it all together in Photoshop with all the various elements and how I made them sort of have a color balance and everything, and just the whole concept on how to bring your idea together when you have it in Photoshop or Clip Studio. I use Clip Studio, but it's got all the same functionality as Photoshop. So, and I think that would be so much fun to draw. Yeah, Clip Studio, because Clip Studio you only pay a once-off fee for it, whereas Photoshop you keep paying every year or month or however you do it. So with Clip Studio, I think you pay $150 once off and you get the whole program, and it can do more than what Photoshop can do. It's got all the same elements, but you can do more. It even has these 3D models that you could put in. So you know, like your wooden art doll that you have to manipulate for postures, it's got a function in the program for you to do that with 3D models built in there, and then you can manipulate it into any posture that you want. And you can change the perspectives as well, which makes it so much easier than trying to just do that out of your head, or finding a posture online that's relevant to what you want to do and then incorporating that into Photoshop. You can just create those postures. Marie, yes, I'd say the 25 live streams will be normal time. So probably around this time that we're doing this one now. But I'll probably try and change them up a little so that they're not all the same. And Jamie says, not if you have a clever husband. Then you don't have to pay. Yeah, Marie, I'll try and change it up as much as I can. Because with those ones, I will have to get it done in one day. I can't do like I am now with this and decide to finish it the next day, because I'd have to start the new one the next day. So I have to get it all done. So I'll probably start in the morning my time, and maybe earlier in the morning would be better for me, because then I've got the range of the day to do it. Well, if I make the time suitable for the UK, it seems to be suitable for those in the US as well, except that it's more during the day for those in the US, so most people are at work. So I don't know, I'll have to figure it out. Yeah, earlier morning for me works great for the UK, and it is also during the day for those in the US, except like I said, they might be at work, but that's okay. We'll try and make it, we'll make it work, we'll make it work. Okay. Using some of this fabulous neon orange, PC1036. No, probably around 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. my time, I think. Using Poppy Red, PC922. Indigo Blue, PC901. dark purple PC931. Can't wait to use the titanium white. Using Canary Yellow PC916. Okay, I'm gonna blend that in. I know this side looks a bit weird at the moment, but that's okay. It's just the underlayering. And then when we go over it with the titanium white and the whiskers, it will make it look much better. Okay, I went way too purple on that, but it's okay. Okay, and then I'm going to use a brush to just blend this little bit in here. So I don't want to end up going over the eye. Okay, so using my white, I'm going to focus on some of these highlights over here. Let's put some of those stars in. So here, before we come in with the titanium white, let's see how far we can get with our white pencil. Make sure you keep your white pencil sharp. Okay, I want to use my 50% Cool Grey PC1063 and get these greys back in here. You want to use some burnt umber 280. Okay, now I'm going to blend that in. Here we go. That's what I want. I'm going to add a bit of this brown as well to this part here. Beautiful. Using some yellowed orange PC1002. Using some neon pink PC1038. Using some True Blue PC903. Jamie is saying maybe the winner of your monthly competition could get your live stream drawing from that month. Oh yeah. That is a good idea. Google Designs is saying, I have polychromos and luminance. I want a third set of Prismacolor or Holbein. Huge price difference, but iffy about Prismacolors, especially now that they're really cheap. Holbeins are most expensive. I know, I'd love to get a set of the Holbeins. I haven't got them either. And yes, the price is just way, way up there. The Prismacolors, they are cheap because a lot of them, the manufacturing of the pencils the quality has gone down. But because they're so cheap, I'm happy to replace the odd pencil that tends to break on me a lot. So it's all personal preference. With me, I still stick to Prismacolors because they have the widest range of colors. But they're not as light fast as the Holbeins are either. So if you're worried about that, then yeah, consider getting the Holbeins. But I use a archival varnish which protects it from the light, so you don't have to use light fast pencils when you're using a finishing varnish like the golden matte varnish. So that's something else you could use as an alternative if you're worried about the light fastness. But yeah, really it's up to you. So using a brush to blend in those areas that I just did, just adding some of the colors to help make it pop. I want to do that first before I add my white wax base pencil. May have gone a bit overboard with the blue, but it's such a pretty blue. Oh, well then, yeah, you should go for the Holbeins beans. If the Prismacolors are hard for you to get in the UK, then yeah. You should have an idea now already what you want anyways. Sometimes you just really feel like you have to justify the price, don't you? Okay. So now is the time where I'm making the decision that I am done with all the underlayering and I am using my white pencil to put in all the fur now and all the stars. So this is going to make this image either really work or not, because I'm finished with the underlayering over here. So when I put the white over this, there's no going back because I want it to look like fur. Hey Margine. Luminance are definitely far superior, but you don't get anywhere near as many colored pencils as what you do in the Polychromo set. So I love the color ranges that as you do in the Prismacolor set. So I really love the range of color you get in Prismas. Polychromos blend amazingly with Prismas and Luminance. So I don't know what the Holbeins feel like, but I don't think there's any issue with how polys blend. Google Design says, have you ever thought about getting a tattoo kit? Can't be hard to learn with your skill. No, I've been asked that before. I've been asked why I don't do tattoo art and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if I like the responsibility of putting something permanent on someone's skin and it may not turn out right. That's a bit, yeah, I don't know. Yes, the Luminance are wax base and the Prismacolor are wax base. So you'd want to pick between the two. And the Polychromos are oil based, and I think the Holbeins are also oil based. So you got to pick which ones you prefer. Or if you have the money, get them all. And then you can decide. But that's only if you are really invested in doing colored pencil art. Otherwise, I would not suggest you get them all. It doesn't look like we'll need to use the titanium white because the white wax-based pencil is actually really doing its job nicely. Yeah, if you're not confident in your skill yet, then pick one or the other and just practice for a while. And if you really get into the color pencil art, then go ahead and buy the other sets. You're obsessed. I know what that's like. I also want to buy everything. The minute I see someone else use it, I'm like, I have to try it. And then I don't get to use it. I've got probably 2 or 3 pencil sets in my cupboard right now that I haven't tried yet. I am seriously loving how Ziggy is turning out. All the M's are logged in today. Marie, Margine. Jamie's saying, when you say titanium white, is that a different pencil? No, when I say titanium white, I mean the white powder blender from Brush and Pencil. But I'm not going to be using that because I don't need to. Yeah, I think I will. I'll experiment with the new stuff in November. All the stuff that I haven't used yet, should I say. Google Designs. Who are you? Which patron are you? Do you mind telling me so I know who you are and I can try and keep that in my head? Is asking, how much would you charge for an intense one-on-one for a week to learn art and teach me? Oh dear. I've been asked this before, and I try to figure out what other artists charge for one-on-one sessions or teachers or tutors. So usually they charge like $50 an hour. That's a lot. I think you're better off watching the tutorials. Plus now next month I'll be doing the short tutorials, which is a breakdown of one complete animal. And that takes you through all the step-by-steps as well. And even though they're short tutorials, it's a breakdown, so it ends up being 5 or 6 short tutorials that make up one long tutorial. Yeah. Oh, Gareth. Okay, cool. Oh, Gareth, you could do that on the Patreon community, where you can post whatever you want on there, and all of us will kindly give you effective criticism of your work if that's what you want. And then you don't have to worry about the trolls that are out there to get ya. You know, I only look at my YouTube comments about once a month. I know that sounds really bad, but I have to like get my mindset in a good space when I look at my YouTube comments, because I also get some very, very nasty comments. And I know that it's just people being nasty. There's nothing, it's not actually personal, but still it's hard to read comments like that, and I get that too. So it's just, some people are just nasty. But yeah, if you want effective criticism, then feel free to share it with us, and then you don't have to worry about being attacked. Gareth is asking, do you use Picato? No, I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I am totally scanning Ziggy in and making a postcard Patreon print out of this one. Thanks, Gareth. Yeah, the live streams are good because then everybody really gets a good idea how much time goes into it, and that it's gonna look bad before it starts looking good. So some people need to see the live streams to see that for themselves and realize that you're not just going to get it right in an instant, and it's not something that happens quickly. So the live streams really help people sort of decide if that's what they want to start doing as well, because a lot of people don't want to invest that much time in something that's colored pencils, but they need to see it first and try it before they can make a proper decision about it. Whereas the time-lapse videos give you no idea at all about the amount of time something would take. Yeah, it will make, the live streams and YouTube videos will make money once you have like 100,000 subscribers. So, but for now, I think I make about, I don't know, $20 a month maybe from the subscribers I have now. And that's using Google AdSense, which also accounts for the subscribers and the views and that of the videos. So much goes into that, and it's so much research that you have to do to really figure out how to do it all properly. But Patreon's pretty great though. Okay, let's do this big whisker. It's gonna get blurry towards there, and the way we can make this look blurry is take whatever excess we have left on our brush, got this one here. Thanks, Garrett. That's so sweet. Garrett says, see, this annoys me. You have 12K and have much better content than most people with 100K. Thank you. That's so kind. Maybe live stream on Twitch as well. Then you can get subscribers and donations. Oh, really? I thought Twitch was pretty much exactly the same as just streaming on YouTube. And I thought Twitch was also more for gaming. But I'll have a look. Oh, what? That's cool. So I'll watch some review videos then on what's comparing YouTube to Twitch. Okay, I am going to, I'm not quite happy with this whisker here. I'm going to blend that in. How cool was that? That was like erasing. Erasing erasing. Now I can make it a little bit better. It was a bit rounder. There we go. Yes, better. Maureen says it's mainly for gaming, but I follow several artists who do live streams on Twitch. Gary says YouTube tried buying Twitch because of all the money they made from the platform, but Amazon outbid them. Far out, these are massive companies, hey. That's cool. Definitely have a look. When you're doing thick whiskers like this, you gotta flick with confidence. Just do those flicks. If you try and do it slowly, it's gonna be a very squiggly line. Oh cool, that's good. So YouTube are making it so every partnered channel can accept donations by 2018. Cool. Gary says all the lost ad revenue lately, YouTube is thinking of other ways to use it to work for YouTube London. No one clicks on ads. Like, see, I never click on ads. I always skip them. I'm never interested. So I just imagine it to be exactly the same with my channel. So why? I don't know why do it. It helps a little bit, I guess, but it's more about the amount of people that watch your videos than anything else. Gareth says it's not the clicking. People abused and would run 3 sets of adverts in 15-minute videos. So everyone started using ad blocker. Yep. Fair enough. Gareth says I was told never work with ad paper under your hand as the skin oils run onto the color paper. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I always have. The color comes off a little bit, but not too much. And I guess it depends on what you seal it with. My hand does touch the paper, yeah, always. Well, my drawings have DNA proof of the artist. Yeah. See, things like that as well as personal preference. Also, with my videos, I don't like having a piece of paper in the way all the time. Or covering parts of the drawing because it just doesn't look nice in the videos. So, I just prefer not to. Oh, I love the way this is looking. Okay, so I'm going to use my titanium white, and I might just add some extra bright stars in the sky. Gareth says, sorry, I'm very chatty at 1:45 a.m. in the morning. I should be sleeping and looking, hogging all the chat. No, that's fine, don't worry. The more questions, the better. Marie says she uses a clear plastic sleeve to protect her hand from touching the paper. Gary says, I like thinking I'm part of a community. Oh, well, that's exactly what I want you to think, and that's exactly what it is on my Patreon page. I want us all to work together. That does not make you a fraud if you're not good at art. You have to we all start somewhere. And you will find that if you're working with other people, you'll get further than if you just do things on your own. Jamie's back. She says, I got my first pan pastel color today, and it's black. Awesome. Okay, so I just want to bring some extra highlights out of some of these areas in the sky. If you end up going overboard with it, you can just scratch the excess off lightly. There's quite a few stars in the muzzle area of the cat. Gareth says, speaking of which, look outside. Meteor shower. That is so cool. You get to see a meteor shower. I'd love to find a website which tells you about if your location will see anything. Does anyone know of something like that? Jamie, this is not the titanium white powder blender. This is the Uniposca paint marker. So yes, I'm using it as highlighting. I'm going to use it in the snout as well, just to make some of these areas pop out more. Jamie says, put the Southern Crossing. Okay. show you the varnish in a second. So I put a bit too much on here, so I'm just using my edge-heating tool to scratch off some of the excess, or just make it a bit smaller. It's better if you do it before it dries. Okay, so where shall we put the Southern Cross? Maybe we'll put it here. So that can be the top star. And then we'll put one here. One here. One here and one here. Cool. So the varnish looks like this. So it's Golden Varnishes. They're a really great brand. Alyona Nicholson was actually the one that recommended that I use this. And you can get a matte one, or you can get a glossy one, so it's up to you. They cost about, well, they cost me $38 for a can. That's Aussie dollars, so it'll be cheaper in US dollars. Yeah, and then the way you use it is that you would spray your drawing with a final fixative. And then once you'll leave it for about 24 hours, and then you will, or what I would do is I would use an archival PVA glue it to the board that I want to keep it on. So the board would usually be the same size as my drawing, or a little bit bigger for a border. And then I would use a PVA glue to adhere my drawing to the board. So it can be an MDF board. And then I will use this to spray it with a matte varnish. So this creates such a thick coating. So you do quite a number of layers. And then the coating is going to be thick enough for you to just leave it. You don't have to frame it in glass or anything like that. You can just leave it. You could even wipe it with a wet cloth and it's not going to affect your drawing. So that's what the varnish does, is it seals it completely. It's archival, it protects it from light, so it won't fade. And it's just a really great alternative to use compared to framing, and to keep your images lasting nice and long. Okay, so I don't want to overdo the stars. I think I'm going to leave it at that and sign away. You could just use regular MDF board, or the boards that you use as the backing of what do you call it? The binders. You know, you get those thicker boards that you'd use at the back of a binder book. You could use them as well. But make sure you use an archival PVA glue so that it doesn't affect, so any acid that might come from the board, which it shouldn't anyways, won't affect the back of the paper. Okay, let's sign it. I might put that in the list of the tricks and tips video for another month, and then I can show you guys how I do that. Okay, so that's it. Let's do the fun part and take this masking tape off so that the edges look nice and smooth. Oh no! I just tore that. Be very, very slow when removing the masking tape. It looks so clean. Okay, you know what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to spray it with a final fixative. Let me just put all these pencils away. Bye, Jamie. Thanks for joining us today. Gosh, I use so many pencils. You know what question I get a lot? People watch my videos, like the videos that I did from way back in the beginning. My time-lapse videos, I didn't even do tutorials then. And they're like, what colors did you use? Like, I don't know. I'll magically just remember. I'm almost done putting all these colors back. Okay, let me get the fixative. So I like to use the brush and pencil final fixative. It's archival, non-yellowing, non-toxic, so it's really, really good, and it's fast drying. Okay. Let me zoom out a bit more. So I still keep the edges taped down. I need to cover, I'm going to move my iPad. Just. Actually, I'm also just going to open the window. Okay, and then just Should make the color pop a bit more too. And that's all you need to do. You leave that to dry, and then you would wait a day before you think of applying any textured fixative. I mean, any varnish, sorry. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. That is the end of this live stream. I will go ahead right now and upload all the video clips and create a time-lapse video that I can post on YouTube, and then you guys have all this information for you on Patreon anytime. So I will see you guys soon.